Welcome back to Chalk Talks. I'm Coach B, and this is Last Week in the Markets, where we look at what actually happened and pull one lesson out of it. Let's start with the headline. SpaceX, ticker SPCX, ripped almost 15% over the past week. That was the single biggest move on our board. We'll come back to it because the way it moved matters more than the number. First, the tape. This was a short week. Markets were closed Friday for Juneteenth, so we only had 4 trading sessions, Monday through Thursday, and it was green across the board. The S&P 500 through the SPY finished up about 1.2% on the week. The NASDAQ 100 through the QQQ led the way, up 3.3%. Small caps, the IWM added 1.8%, and the Dow, the DIA, gained 1.2%. Tech out front, everything higher. A quiet grind-up kind of week. Now here's the twist, and this is the part most people miss. Volatility actually drifted lower for most of the week. The VIX, the market's fear gauge, eased off, and then on Thursday, it popped up more than 12% in a single day, finishing the week around 18.5. Hold that thought because there's a reason it jumped on that specific day. Let's run the winners and losers. On the win side, SpaceX up almost 15% was the runaway leader. Broadcom, Avgo added 6.7%, clawing back ground after that big earnings day drop we broke down a couple weeks ago. And NVIDIA tacked on 2.8%. On the loss side, it was a much smaller group. Palantir slipped 2%. Supermicro gave back about 4%. And Rocket Lab, RKLB, was the week's weakest name, down 6.6%. Notice the spread there. The winners ran a lot harder than the losers fell. That's what an up week looks like under the hood. Back to SpaceX, because this is the teachable chart of the week. Yes, it closed up almost 15%, but look at the path it took to get there. It opened the week around 160, ran all the way up to 211 by Tuesday, and even tagged 225 intraday. Then it rolled over and gave a big chunk of that back, finishing the week at 185. So if you bought the top, you were down sharply. Even in a week, the stock, quote unquote, went up 15%. This is the trap with a hot, newly public name. The headline number hides a brutal round trip. The move is real, but the volatility inside it can eat you alive if your timing is off. Now let's tie a bow on that VIX pop. The reason volatility jumped on Thursday is that Thursday was triple witching, the quarterly expiration where 3 different kinds of contracts all expire at once. Normally that lands on a Friday, but because Friday was the Juneteenth holiday, it got pulled forward to Thursday this quarter. When that much open interest expires into one close, you get a surge of volume and price swings that has nothing to do with news. It's mechanical. If you watched the tape Thursday afternoon and thought something was breaking, nothing was. It was the calendar. We did a full breakdown on exactly how triple witching works and why beginners should sit it out. So if that VIX pop caught your eye, go watch that one next. That sets up tomorrow. In last week, we look back. In the week ahead, dropping tomorrow, we look forward at what's on the calendar and how I'd rate it. So come back for that. Quick reminder before we go. This is education, not financial advice. I am not telling you to buy or sell anything. Every ticker here is a teaching example, so do your own research. That's the week. Good luck in the markets, no matter what stock you're into.